Free product provided by Nintendo.
Come on, Mario, pick up the phone.
It's me, Mario. I can't come to the phone right now. Maybe I just don't want to. Oh, and if this is Luigi, find someone else to help with your ghost-busting maid service. I don't do creepy stuff.
Fine. I'll suck every ghost out of this place all by myself. My name isn't...
Luigi! Right on time. But where is Mario?
Mario is, missing. But never fear, I've handled worse joints than this. I'll clean up your spooks in a couple hours all by myself.
Oh, you won't have to. I've created an assistant for you. Luigi, chop chop.
Hey, wow, he's a real knockout. He's got great fashion sense, too. How'd you make him?
I collect DNA samples from every person I meet.
Wow, that's pretty illegal. It's not okay.
My Game Boy Horror isn't detecting any spiritual activity.
Yeah, that's because I haven't been to church in a while.
I feel the presence of spirits from beyond for souls that haven't left our plane. We can reveal them and coax them to respond with a wormwood seed and wilted thimbleweed, an ancient book to read. And now, the words of the arcane. Iha motata, iha motata. We've got intruders.
Invaders in our home.
An infestation of green mouse.
What's up with this guy?
He's oddly monochrome.
What's this thing do?
Hey, this guy's got one too.
Perhaps the both of you
Should get the heck out of our house.
Hey, what's your big idea? You trying to kill me?
You're in our mansion and playing by our rules.
a ghostly game of cat and mouse.
We pull the strings here, pathetic mortal fools. The deck is stacked, so leave it, don't come back. Pack up your fanny pack and get the heck out of our house.
Give me that. What's the matter with you? How do you like it?
We're out to get you.
To prey upon your fear.
The sweat comes pouring down your brow.
It's no use hiding, cause we all know you're here. We'll hunt you for 1,000,000 years or more.
Please kindly shut the door.
When your courage finally bows in our house. Get the heck out of our house.
You know, those guys were pretty alright.
I wish they could have stayed longer.
I miss him already.
There he is, officer! That's the sleazy lowlife who's been painting all over our walls!
Mamma mia!
Trying to make the noise. Oh no! Hey everybody! Welcome back to Replayed, where today we're not playing a video game, are we?
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
We're here to hang out.
There's
and-
garbage truck going by. I'm like, what is that? What is it?
We're here to hang out and answer you guys' comments on the Luigi's Mansion musical.
I'm like, they're back there someplace.
They are.
Yes, that's right. We've pulled our top favorite, our 10 top 10 favorite comments from Luigi's Mansion the musical, and I'm pretty sure, I haven't counted yet, but I'm pretty sure there's an 11th snuck in there as a bonus comment.
Not my fault this time.
Not your fault this time. No.
Hopefully we look good, sound good, everything's in sync. We have 2 moderators with us today, or just one?
We have 2.
Two moderators.
Neff and Joe and Maltonio are there in the chat to also answer your questions and keep you from being unruly ghosts, wayward spooks, as it were. But yeah.
Do we want to introduce who was in this musical before we get started? I'm seeing a bunch of questions about who is who.
Yes, and your questions will also matter to us here. While we're gonna not just read the top 10 that we picked, we'll also read some of yours too, alternating back and forth. So
as long as they are about this musical.
This musical
live stream is dedicated.
This musical. This is Luigi's Mansion musical live stream. Yeah. So I was Luigi.
Hey there, everybody. I'm Luigi. I talk kind of like this.
I had a bit part as a Super Mario. You maybe saw me.
Hey, Mario, we should take some belly and answer some comments on a live stream.
True. You probably saw me in the end there.
It's true.
Getting harassed by some piantas.
I was nobody in this musical.
You were nobody.
But I did a bunch of the props and things.
You built them.
It's true. I built
she
the ghosts,
made
but
the
the
ghosts.
ghosts themselves were voiced. The yellow one was voiced by Katie Herbert. The blue one was voiced by Kevin Clark. Both of them were just in our Among Us musical, if you think the voices sound similar. And our red friend was voiced by AJ.
Oh, I did him too.
Yeah.
Oh, very fun.
And let's not forget the amazing Jules, Family Jules, and Adriana Figueroa.
Oh, absolutely.
She was Gadd.
My co-stars.
And Jules was Luigi.
Alrighty, so now that y'all know some of the people that were in this musical, how's about we kick this off with our 10th comment? We'll work our way toward the number 1 comment. How about that? You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
You ready? Are you ready? Hope you're ready.
I was born ready.
Good. Here you go. Comment number 10. Carter Loette said, Professor Gadd is a male, you know.
I did.
I think I heard that, yes.
I don't really care.
Yeah, I think that was the general consensus here, is that Adriana fits the part of Gadd too well.
Yeah.
She's smaller like him. She can do a good voice like him, and she's just got the mannerisms that fit for Gadd. So to us, it didn't really matter whether or not Gadd should have been played by a male actor.
Yeah,
so.
Frankly, she did a great job, and like our version of Gadd, in my opinion, is also male. It's just Adriana pulls off the part really, really well anyway. Apparently, some people didn't think so or thought that she was not masculine enough still, but
plenty of people loved the way she did it, so
I agree.
I'm gonna put that out there as well. But
yeah.
we do know, but we're happy with our decision. I think
It's
is
true.
basically what we're saying.
Yeah, I mean, if we'd pulled every comment that said Adriana killed this part, then there would be a lot more than 10 comments to read that would all say the same thing. So, there you go. Number 10 is done.
Ta-da!
We do know that Gadd is a male.
I did not look at these before we went. Oh, no.
Where's number 9? Where is it?
Oh, there's number 9. Emily Kimpton says, my main question is, did Gadd ever get out of the house?
Do you think so? What happened?
I don't know where Gadd ran off to.
Yeah, we don't know. Gadd maybe left. Maybe he went to his like little bunker thing that he's got in like Luigi's Mansion 3. He's got like that portable
I love his bunker.
camping
It's the best.
ghost
I don't remember what it's
hut. I don't
called,
remember what
but
it's
yeah,
called.
it's like a dome that he like packs up and it comes out of like the trunk of his car or something.
Maybe he pretended to be afraid and then decided to just watch the mayhem.
Maybe. I'm going to say that Gadd is safe wherever he ended up.
Yeah, definitely safe. I'm trying to decide if he's just going to live forever with the ghost, though, in safety.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll let you guys decide.
Well, this one's in tiny.
It's been typed in tiny.
Number 8. Sprite the Dragon. Wait, when Adri said the incantation that summoned the ghost, that sounded an awful lot like Katrina from Animal Crossing when she reads your tarot cards. If that was on purpose, I applaud whoever's decision that was.
There's also a second number 8.
Oh, there is. All right.
There are 2
Number 8,
8s.
part 2 from Golden Unlimited. Question, if you guys do... Oh, I shouldn't read that part. It doesn't matter. What do the words of the arcane mean? How did you come up with it?
Okay, so I think those comments kind of go together.
I agree. We didn't intentionally make Gadd sound like anyone from Animal Crossing.
But Adriana plays so much Animal Crossing that I'll bet you she knew exactly what she was doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the second half, what do the words of the arcane mean? How did you come up with it? What I've got here is Gadd's spellbook, the Book of the Arcane. So we're going to open it. We're going to read it right now and see.
Oh.
Yeah. Which is the front?
Any.
Is that the front?
Either or.
No.
I would have thought that's the front. It's like
Oh,
a manga. You read it backwards.
No, that it.
I don't.
This is the front.
That's the front. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. We're opening up the book. It looks like this inside, and the first page has a nice pattern, and then it's blank. It's all blank.
What?
Wait. It has the song lyrics. We can reveal them and coax them to respond with wormwood seed and wilted thimbleweed, an ancient book to read. I think she started writing something and then gave up or made her own symbol. And now the words of the arcane. That is literally all I think this book has written in it right now.
Funny story. The reason that's written in there is because Adriana couldn't remember the words because she had literally just learned the words about 3 seconds beforehand.
They had been written literally the morning of.
We wrote them in the book for her so she could just read them while she did.
I'm surprised she could see them well enough through the glasses.
Yeah, well also she doesn't pick up the book and like look at it until the end of it. So it's more like I think it was a safeguard to
She didn't even look at it. She literally had it open on the table next to her, and she was looking down through the glasses because you couldn't see her eyes.
That is so sneaky.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So the words of the arcane that she says are clearly not part of her book. She's just coming up with them. She's channeling weird arcane words on the spot.
I feel like part of it's also based on the fact that Gadd in the game is always just like
yeah. He makes weird sounds like that. Obviously, there's text at the bottom. But the sounds like the voice lines you hear are gibberish. So I think Adriana channeled some gibberish, and maybe we'll have to ask her. Maybe Katrina from Animal Crossing helped inspire those. Do we have some comments we want to take a break and read?
Yes, I wasn't sure if we
Comments
were
in the
addressing
chat,
this in the comments later.
Okay.
I've lost the name, but somebody asked how we decided to end the musical on the Isle of Delfino.
We do touch on the Isle of Delfino later in these. I take a sneak peek.
Okay.
So maybe we'll...
I mean, you have to see them. If you're going to pick the top 10, you have to read them all. So
that's true.
You know what you're getting into.
Dreamy Fox wants to know if the vacuum was real, particularly for
the
a
vacuum
certain scene.
Alrighty, so who's you guys were in charge of the vacuum more than I was. You want to talk about?
The vacuum was not real.
Not real.
I mean, okay, so it was a real vacuum hose. To be fair, Luigi's backpack is actually the backpack from FNAF, if I recall correctly.
Yes.
That Matt Pat wears with the flamethrower chainsaw, whatchamacallit, on it. We took that end off and we attached, just vacuum pieces. And then we went to Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever and bought basically the same thing for Luigi and spray painted it all green.
Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, it's one of those weed killer backpacks. You fill it with weed killer juice or whatever, and then there's a spray hose attached to it.
Yeah.
We just took that hose. Actually, I'm not even sure if we took that hose off or if we just put the vacuum hose over it.
Yeah, I just put the vacuum hose over it.
But either way, it definitely has zero motor in it to do any kind of vacuuming.
Yes. So there was no suction on that vacuum even once, which means there's just really good acting on set.
And the Remy Gaming channel asked, where did you film this musical?
That's a great question, too. We weren't sure where to film it at first, and we posed the question to Jules and Adriana themselves while we were filming FNAF Web of Lies with them. And we mentioned we were really excited to be working on a Luigi's Mansion project, but we didn't know where we were going to film it. And this is where Jules also asked, can I please be Luigi if you guys make this? And we said, yeah, of course you can. But when we brought up that we weren't sure if we were going to film it here or someplace else yet, and we were kind of looking around for a mansion, they looked at each other, and then they looked at us and said, we live in a mansion. You could film it with us. And we went, really? Yeah, so all those cool rooms you saw, all the secret doors and stuff, they actually have that in their house. Go to their channel and watch some of their videos.
They had the best time giving us a tour when we first showed up, and they were like, all right, guys, find all the secret doors, find all the hidden compartments, do all these different things. Let's show us all the cool parts of our house. And they do seriously have one of the coolest houses I've ever seen.
You guys remember standing in the room at the beginning, and he said, so we haven't shown you all the rooms of the house yet. There's a door out of this room you haven't been through yet.
Yes.
You remember that?
It was where? I don't understand.
I'm going to say it's fun because, the door that Luigi goes into and then immediately runs out of, the bookcase door, That actually like leads into a basement area, which is like Jules's little office.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny to be like, it's not just like a door that goes to nothing. Like it literally
Yeah.
takes you to another part of the house.
Yeah, that's his sound studio where he actually mixes Random Encounter songs, including the Luigi's Mansion musical. So he takes out all his music down there. Sometimes he brings his guitars down there. Actually, he keeps all his guitars down there. That's
I was
good.
gonna say that would be a pain to carry all those guitars up
Yeah.
and down those stairs.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a very cool house. So we're so glad they let us use it. Do we have any other comments we want to hit right now before we go back to these comments?
I think we can go back to those comments for right now.
All right, if you got a question, just remember all caps question, and we'll get to those shortly again. We should have written all these into the spell book, so we could have like turned to the page and then read another one.
That seems a lot like extra work.
It would have been a lot of extra work. All right, so we did 8 of we did the first 3, so we're on number 7 now. Number 7, Madison Perry. You couldn't actually call someone in the beginning. Instead, Luigi is talking to the keypad.
That sounds like Luigi.
It does, and there's no good reason for that. I guess I didn't think people were going to notice, or I forgot that the screen changes after you hit the call button. So, yeah, I think I actually typed in the number, and then I just, like, held it up there. But I should have just called Nate or something like that.
I literally was standing, like, right behind camera with my phone. I know, because I was taking photos, so...
Bummer.
There was no reason not to.
That's on us. Hey, good catch, Madison.
You got us.
Yep, I got no excuses. We're going to say Luigi's just, I don't know, he reached Mario's voicemail through telepathy, obviously.
Yeah.
What if he never actually dialed, but
he was already on the phone.
the house... No, like, he never hit the call, but since the house was haunted, it, like, made him think that he was connecting to Mario.
Maybe.
Or something. I don't know.
Oh
Just
my
to get him to go
goodness.
in by himself?
Yeah.
Yeah. But except we see Mario actually on vacation.
Yeah.
So.
That's true.
Just because we're kind of already on this topic,
Yeah.
Oink Oink Burrito wanted to know, did AJ actually have to type the right numbers on the phone in the beginning to make the Mario theme song?
I think we checked what the different digits sounded like and worked off of there, but we took different keypad noises in the end and switched them to make them more musical. We'll talk more about that, I think, shortly, too.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Number 6 from Vicky Norgrove. Oh, wow, I didn't even recognize Family Jewels under all of that green. Usually,
Right?
he wears black.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, he, as we mentioned earlier, actually asked to be Luigi when we mentioned we were doing Luigi's Mansion. And when we figured out, like, exactly what we're doing, I texted him, was like, how do you feel about being painted green? And he said he had no objections whatsoever. And I will say, he did a really great job. The costume had less green paint than I think most people realize. I think more people think there's, like, he was, like, entirely
Slathered
dipped.
in it.
It was mostly his face and his neck. The rest of it was a wig and clothes and gloves and, like...
He had one criteria that we weren't sure he was going to be okay with. You guys remember that one?
Yes.
Like the morning of, he made his decision, but we brought it up the night before, and he said, I have to sleep on that one.
So, the other thing you usually see with Family Jewels is facial hair. He usually has a nice little goatee going on. And
He hadn't shaved it in years.
No.
I'm not sure anyone on the internet had seen him without it.
And I'm pretty sure in the end what he did was he shaved it down enough that, like, you wouldn't be able to tell once the
Really?
green makeup was on, but he was not clean shaven.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he wanted it to grow
I couldn't
back as
tell.
quick as he could.
Yeah. I actually couldn't tell.
Yeah, no, he did a great job of like walking the line where it was like you can't tell what it is,
Yeah.
but it'll grow back as fast as possible. So that was fun.
Yeah, I remember that was the biggest sacrifice for him. Was like, I don't know,
not
this is
my
like-
baby.
This is a trademark. And he's like, this is part of my brand. Am I willing to sacrifice? And then he was like, yes, to be Luigi, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. My hair will grow back, but my Luigi-ness won't. So.
And I do feel like he enjoyed it. Like him being green made it to his Instagram, and usually it's just him and his guitars that make it to his Instagram. So
Yeah, Luigi.
I believe you're under number 5.
Hey, if you guys liked his performance as Luigi and his aesthetic as Luigi, I think that is worth clicking the like button for today. So maybe click the like button if you feel like you want to show your love for Jules and for his sacrifice, the ultimate sacrifice of trimming off that goatee. Click the like button. I think he's earned it.
The ultimate sacrifice.
The ultimate sacrifice.
All right, number 5 from Anaya Angel Squad.
Oh.
Why isn't anyone talking about the Mario-themed phone pressing.
There it
we
is.
just were.
You beat us to it. Yes, so those were done in post-production. Just the sound added to make it actually more musical. Because I think I could probably do it right now. Hold on. I'm pretty sure I figured out what the order should be, and then when you heard it, it didn't quite sound right. So, hold on a second. I'm going to hold this up nice close to the microphone. We're going to see. How's it sound? Yeah, and then there's no like low enough sound to be like, oh.
I don't even know if you guys heard that at all because that
Probably
was
not.
super low here.
There's nothing lower than the 1. The 1 is the lowest possible number. So
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time we used pitch correction and whatnot to digitally manipulate the sounds, because we did that in the Super Mario Brothers musical as well.
It's true.
When they knock on Waluigi's door, I believe we shifted the pitch on that to make it sound more like the Mario
It's
theme
not
as
too
well.
hard to do to change the pitch on little sound effects like that. But yeah, I was really disappointed when I found out that the keypad on your phone doesn't have a long enough like pitch range to actually play the Mario Brothers song.
That wasn't the only musical cue that we snuck in there, though. Didn't the doorbell sing something as well?
That didn't play.
It didn't play?
It was in the bloopers, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we just cut. But you might also have seen Jules and Adriana's doorbell on Family Jules' channel because it's kind of a famous doorbell. It can be programmed to play music. So I think it was most famous for playing the Megalovania song from Undertale at some point. But he programmed it to play Luigi's Mansion's like when we got there, and it was fantastic.
It was.
So if you watch the bloopers for Luigi's Mansion musical, you'll see it in action. All right, do we have other comments we want to hit over here in the chat?
Question from Blue Dragon Speed. When you have to do the Luigi and the Mario voices, does your throat hurt after?
No.
No, it's his voice isn't gravelly enough, I feel like.
Yeah, it's not like a shovel werewolf.
Yeah, the shovel werewolf's voice makes me hurt after a while because it's more guttural.
Yeah.
But Mario is pretty simple.
Yeah. I don't feel like almost nobody gets my voice like that bad because no one I voice tends to be that low for that long. Ganondorf maybe a little bit. But in kindergarten because there's just so many voices on so many ranges. But yeah, like I don't know. Not even Wario is like really bad for my voice, I feel like. I do more high voices than low voices, it seems. That's a good question though. Do we have other ones?
How were the puppets on set, or how did they get put into the video finally?
I don't think the puppets were done by the time we filmed, were they?
No, they were not even
Ooh.
remotely finished by the time we filmed. Because
So they were not on set.
we had actually a really busy schedule those couple of months. We literally filmed FNAF Web of Lies back to back with flying somewhere to film Kindergarten 2, flying back, finishing it, and
Taking
then
a drive down.
driving down to Jules
San
and
Diego,
Adriana
yeah.
to film Luigi's Mansion. And it was like back to back to back to back production. And so no, I didn't even remotely make the puppets until we had finished filming the main part of the musical, gone to Disneyland, and come back.
Remember when you could go to Disneyland?
Yeah, those were the days. But that's impressive because when you watch the musical again sometime, remember that anything that we're reacting to, any of the props that float around and stuff, there was no ghost there. We were just doing those things and going, we'll put in a ghost later. So all those ghosts that float around doing stuff, we had to do all the effects of what they were like interacting with and changing, and none of the ghosts could actually be there for us to see or work with. Yeah.
But they were all filmed on green screen later.
Yep.
With basically you need.
Somebody want to grab one? You can
I was gonna say.
show it off.
I got it.
I'm gonna say Nate's got
Grab.
mobility.
Probably
Any
the
old,
one.
any old ghost is fine. But you can demonstrate a little bit of what they.
gonna fall into the warp pipe.
Uh-oh.
No.
Don't do it.
So they are made so you can stick your hand inside to move the mouth.
There we go. All right, so Nate's got us the yellow ghost, the little baby ghost. We called him Mustard. This is Mustard.
And then we had sticks attached to each of
Yeah,
their
we
hands.
don't right now because we use the sticks on other things. But you have a long black stick. We thought about using green so that you could actually key it out more easily with a chroma keyer. But then we realized if you ever crosses his body and there's a big green stick, and you key that green stick out, then there'll be a big hole through the ghost. So black was unfortunately a lot safer for us, and we did a little bit of a wire removal tool to soften how often you were seeing the sticks. But yeah, then you have one puppeteer doing the mouth, and a second puppeteer helping out with the arms on sticks. So you have a lot of people crouching under each ghost like that.
Yeah, so we spent probably the majority of an evening with the three of us, AJ on camera and me and Nate puppeting on a green screen to be able to put these guys into the final musical.
Yeah, and by the way, the way we made Gwen did us a solid and made them somewhat transparent at the edges until we realized while trying to key them out with chroma keying
that was a terrible idea.
That making them somewhat transparent physically in person made them so much harder for the green screener to be able to grab the right colors off of them. So it ended up working against us, unfortunately. But they look so cool in person.
They do.
So, if you are going to make your own puppets for green screening anything, do yourself a favor.
Make them nice and solid.
Nice and solid. You can make
they're still awesome, though. I think we can all agree. These ghosts are super cool.
I'm pleased to have
and hard to work with.
And despite all the complications with it, they look great in the musical, too. So.
They do, yeah. One other thing I was just thinking about, again, because it took multiple people to run one ghost, we did not ever film them together. So each ghost was filmed by itself on green screen, and then we had to put them together. Oops. So each scene where you see them as a posse of ghosts, we had to do the same scene 3 different times with different ghosts. Sorry, I was going to get that.
No, you're fine.
Just thought that was another of those interesting tidbits that none of these ghosts ever met on set.
It's true. Real quick before we go back to those.
Sure.
I asked, was it hard to keep the mustache on your face?
Yes!
Always for him.
So hard! You wouldn't believe that Luigi with his face painted kept his mustache on like literally all night.
Oh my gosh.
If you watch any of the bloopers for this, or the Mario Brothers musical, or the Mario and Sonic at the Olympics April Fools, a lot of them are always AJ losing his mustache.
Oh my goodness.
I cannot keep a mustache on.
I think he is a special kind of superhero where just his skin is so beautiful and soft that nothing will stick to it ever.
He's a sweaty individual.
I have moist skin, I'm afraid.
His superpower is he's like Sweat Man.
I am.
He's not lying though. We double stick the mustaches to people's faces with double stick tape.
Yeah.
And Luigi had full face paint, and even his mustache was face painted because we had to make it
so
like,
it's
match.
slicked down to green paint.
But he used one piece of tape for the entire shoot, and it just stayed the whole time. We went through probably
so much
15 or 20 different pieces of tape, and
it
then
was terrible.
We literally used eyelash glue to glue it to his face.
Which worked better.
Next time we're going to sew it on.
That would work the best.
We're going to safety pin it through your
that
lip.
would work the best. Did we try recently with somebody using spirit gum again? Somebody got it.
We did it for God of War.
God of War.
Which it worked fairly well.
It did work, yeah. This thing stayed on pretty well.
Oh, right. I was like, what did we do?
Yeah, we also wondered, though, if right here moves less. Like, I make a lot of faces. I'm an expressive person. So right here doesn't stretch or move as much.
Yeah, I feel like it's more rigid. Your chin is just more...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing any kind of laughing, screaming, smiling, crying, like, this moves so much. Down here, it's like right against a bone. There's not much that changes about your chin. So I don't know, but we've tried like everything, and the eyelash glue is the most successful adhesive I've ever had on my face. It kept that mustache kind of in place for probably like
the second half of the shoot?
Yeah, I would say we probably kept it in place for maybe 10 shots max.
Yeah.
Other than that, it would come off every like shot or two, sometimes not even get through a shot. It's rough. It's a hard life.
It really is. And if you are interested in seeing funny mustache videos and you want to join our Patreon, there is a behind-the-scenes video on our Patreon in which we had a little challenge where I stuck AJ's mustache to my face and tried to like be as expressive as possible to make it fall off, and we timed it, and then AJ did the same thing, and it's quite amusing to see the difference in timing.
Yeah. Maybe one day we'll put something like that on the main channel too, so that more people get a chance to see it.
Maybe.
Should I get back and do
yes, go for
our
it.
number 4?
Into the groove.
Number 4. Life Theorist commented, quote, "I collect DNA samples from every person I meet." How? How does she collect DNA samples from every person she meets? Or he meets, depending on his
Technically, it
character.
wouldn't be hard.
She
Yeah.
offers them a lollipop. But
And then
doesn't
takes it
let her
back?
fish. Yes.
I mean, I hate to break it.
No, just one lick.
I hate to break it to everyone, but you leave DNA samples wherever you go. Like,
Gross. Oh, no.
You lose a hair, that's like a DNA
Well,
sample.
don't tell them. They're going to go out cloning everybody now.
But all
Making
Luigi,
Luigis
all
and
Gadd has to do is find a stray Luigi hair.
That's true. He can find an entire stray Luigi mustache if he follows me around long enough.
We just read number 4. Okay,
Yeah, we're
number
on number
3.
three.
From Keegan Noel. Wish King Boo sang in this.
Me too, maybe a little bit. I don't know. So does anybody want to talk about how we came to the decision of which ghosts to use and which ones not to?
I think part of it was... I mean, I feel like a big part of it was the ghosts from the first Luigi's Mansion are a little more classic. A little bit of it is also... AJ has never actually played the second one, and obviously the third one wasn't out yet when we made this. So, in his mind, the best thing to go off of was the first one. I think it's more interesting to have 3 distinct ghosts with 3 distinct personalities as well, as opposed to King Boo, who is just basically a mean Boo.
He has a crown.
He has a crown. We're not big on King Boo, let's be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, he's okay, but he's overused to a certain point. We talked about this kind of last night of being like, I wish they had used different villains in the second and third games, but they kind of just latched on to him.
I feel like Boo's as like a Mario creature would have been a nice addition to the musical, except they kind of steal the show a little bit from like the regular ghosts. And we wanted the focus to be on the ghosts specific to Luigi's Mansion and not really spreading it out to go, what about a Boo, joining them too? And then being like, well, that's like a regular Mario bad guy. And that opens the door for what about the Shy Guy ghosts and things like that. Making it more Luigi's Mansion exclusive and nothing that would brand it too far over. I say that knowing Pianta show up at the end. But
yeah, but that's like the end credit stinger kind of thing.
Yeah, and that is like a Mario Sunshine exclusive kind of thing. So,
Speaking of that,
is that
number 2?
where we're heading? Yeah, King Boo would have been nice. Maybe one day we could feature him too.
Number 2 from Michael Makes. Is the ending a teaser for Super Mario Sunshine the musical?
Is it? Is it?
Probably not.
Is it? Is it because we can't go anywhere to film it?
I feel like it was... These guys really, really love Mario. I don't know if you know that.
Have you noticed that?
But I feel like they were like, if we're going to do another Mario thing, we want to be able to sneak different Easter eggs in. And one of the cool Easter eggs could be this little scene at the end that's kind of like Super Mario Sunshine. But I don't think there was ever really an intention to do an entire musical about it.
I'd agree with that.
I think... All right, so part of this is also spawned by the fact that last year... in October, after doing Luigi's Mansion, we went on vacation to Hawaii for a week, and I feel like
it was our anniversary.
Oh, it almost is again.
Yeah, it is. It's almost.
And I felt like we couldn't pass up the opportunity of being like, we're gonna be on like a nice beach in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Let's go out with we didn't even bring our camera. We just filmed that last scene on a phone.
Yeah.
And like, let's just film this little end scene for like 20 minutes on the beach somewhere.
Yeah.
And then we obviously added the Piantas in post because they're just hand-drawn.
Yeah.
And it worked. It looked good. It was a good use of time. I mean...
And palm trees. It was an excellent use of palm trees.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we got to have... It was a good explanation also for why Mario wasn't there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's
he
the
was on
primary
vacation.
thing. Yeah, like we say at the beginning that Mario is missing, and obviously we could have done that too and been like, oh no, we show at the end that he's been kidnapped by Bowser, like in the game Mario was missing. But no one likes that game, and people do like Super Mario Sunshine, so the idea that Mario was just slacking off and out on vacation sounded a lot more fun to us, especially if it gave a little hint of something that we could do, even if we're not probably going to.
Speaking of that ending scene,
yes,
Veronica LeBlanc wants to know why we chose to animate the, however you pronounce it.
Piantas. And it's because we didn't want to bring Pianta costumes. / we didn't want to make them. We were pretty under the gun already for time.
That was a big thing of filming in Hawaii as well. Like I said, we didn't bring a camera.
Can I tell you guys, we missed our flight to Hawaii because like we were like so strapped for time. we actually had to get a follow-up flight because we couldn't even make it to the airport on time. For our vacation, which is the worst feeling in the world when you've been like gunning it and working so hard to go on vacation, and then your flight leaves without you and you're stuck here and you're like, well, now I have to go home and work some more or pay even more to get a different flight. Like, it's a terrible feeling, but that's where we were at.
I'll be fair, LA traffic wasn't great that day.
It was terrible.
It's never great, but that day was especially bad.
Yeah, I don't even know
so
why.
I feel like if it was under its normal bad, we probably would have still made it.
Yeah.
But the way that we did it, when we packed for Hawaii, literally the only extra thing we had to bring in order to film that scene was the hat that Nate is wearing right now.
And the Nintendo Switch. And the mustache.
And the mustache. Both are very easy to pack, very easy to bring along.
Yes.
And so we chose to make that as easy on ourselves as possible.
Did you buy the Hawaiian shirt?
The Hawaiian
there?
shirt was literally bought there. It was bought
There
at
you go.
I can't remember the name of it.
The Hawaiian
The
Volcano
Hawaii
National
Volcano National Park, whatever.
Yeah.
We were on one side of the island for part of the time, and then we went to the other side of the island for the second half of the trip. And on the way there, we stopped at this
Volcano
national
Park,
park, and that's where we bought that Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
The shorts are just my own personal shorts.
Yeah, we
I'm
almost
actually wearing them right now. I think.
Like, we almost didn't have to bring anything to shoot that. But if we'd made Piantas played by people, which we could have done, and part of me feels a little bad that we didn't, but it would have been so much harder. We probably would have had to film them on green screen. And try to add them
it
later.
also fits in with our Super Mario Brothers musical anyway, because all the people that they harass in that song,
except for Waluigi.
Yeah, like all the Toads and the Shy Guys and the Sniffs they're hand drawn. So
that's true.
Yeah. Speaking of being harassed, Rebecca Scowcroft wants to know, out of Luigi and Gooigi, who do you think the ghosts harassed most?
It's like they harass Luigi a ton, but it's so that he'll harass Luigi. So it's like they're trying to bother Luigi by harassing Gooigi. I don't know. Let's take a vote. We put it to a vote. Who do you think the ghosts were gunning for more?
I think they were gunning for Luigi the most.
I think Luigi can feel more genuine fear, because Gooigi doesn't have a soul. He's not real. He's goo. We don't even know how long he lives after he leaves. Because, like, in the game, like, isn't it like if you go too far from him or something? Maybe not. I don't remember.
If he steps over a vent, that's...
like, if he goes over a vent or steps in water, he turns into nothing again, so...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just, like, loses animation if you go too far from him. Doesn't he, like, slump or something?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Or, no, that's when you switch...
But either way, Gooigi is controlled, technically, in the games... Gooigi is controlled by Luigi.
Yeah, but that's weird because like Luigi like passes out and like goes into a weird Zen state.
Yeah,
I like our version better where Gooigi makes his own choices.
Gooigi should have been Luigi. Oh wait, no. When did Smash Ultimate come out? It came before.
Yeah,
Luigi's Mansion 3.
Yeah.
I was like, Gooigi should have been his ultimate where he like goes into a Zen state and Gooigi comes out and he's like super beefy like Wario Man or whatever. And like he just beats up people. I don't know.
Yeah, or even just gives you a second clone that's computer controlled. I don't know. I'm like, you could calculate this probably and be like, so Gooigi gets like harassed a little bit, I think, to start with. And then they trick him into hitting Luigi. So I don't know if that who they're harassing technically, but I think it's Gooigi still. And then they turn on the vacuum, which is still something they're doing to Gooigi, but the effects land on Luigi yet again, and then they switch it again, and so they're constantly doing things to Gooigi that hurt Luigi. So he really is their vehicle, I think. But it's like they always are interacting with Gooigi for the most part. They dropped the sheet on Luigi, I guess, but again, it's so that Gooigi comes up and shines the light on him so that he falls down the stairs. So maybe it is Luigi, but it's weird because they don't do it directly. They're really passively attacking him.
I mean, I feel like if you watch the musical, it is fairly clear that if Luigi had his own choice about the matter, he would have left the mansion earlier than Luigi does. He needs to leave with Luigi. So I think the ghosts are aware enough of that to
He
know...
leaves before Luigi.
Does he?
Yes. He pushes Luigi out of the way and takes off.
Okay, but not until Luigi has already decided to leave as well. Right?
That's true. They're both trying to get out.
Okay. Well, either way, I feel like Luigi was the crux of the problem.
Let us know in the chat who you think technically the ghosts were harassing more, because I think it's pretty up in the air. It's weird that they harass Gooigi in order to do bad things to Luigi.
Yep.
Either answer might be valid. Do you have another comment before I get to our number one?
Number one.
How long from beginning to end did it take to film this musical? Asks James Fawbush.
From beginning to end.
To film it?
I am assuming they mean like production-wise.
To do all of
Okay.
it? And they say filming only probably took like 8 hours or something, right?
I
We
think.
started
we started
about
at
6
like
for makeup or something.
Yeah, I want to say we started maybe even like 7 because I know we started a little bit late.
We did. And we were out of there by, what, 4?
Yeah, about
Okay.
in the morning.
Yes.
We filmed through the night a lot,
that's
guys.
technically like 10 hours or 9 hours. I guess it start at 7.
I mean, that includes makeup time because I feel the makeup took a little while. It takes some time to get a good covering of green on your
a
face.
slathering, if you will.
The filming itself, I think, was fairly smooth, other than we were trying to do it quietly for the other roommates in the house. So I think
There are
that
other people that
lengthened it a
live
little.
there that weren't prepared for people screaming at ghosts in the middle of the night.
Who isn't prepared?
I wasn't aware that
I'm
that
always
wasn't a thing
prepared for
everybody's
screaming
doing.
about ghosts.
Yeah, I thought everybody screams at ghosts at 3 in the morning, but apparently that's only us.
Yeah, so that's
When
how
did we do
long it took to film. I think production-wise, honestly, because we were doing it back-to-back with other projects, as previously mentioned, AJ did the lyrics literally the day before or the day of.
So bad.
It was
so terrible to work
quite
on
a
like
crunch. The music, I feel like you did the week before.
The music was easy because I honestly, for years, have thought that the Luigi's Mansion song could be contorted into something like what we made. So that was not something I had to come up with, really. I already knew what to do with the music to get something fun. But the lyrics were a pain, and the post-production ended up being a lot of work, too. Obviously. You can watch it. There's a lot of green screen going on. Lots of weird smoke clouds and extra effects and stuff.
Yeah, I want to say beginning to end, this probably took us 4 to 4.5 weeks, probably. I was trying to remember where in the process we took the vacation because obviously
I was trying to
finished.
finish as much as I could.
Before.
Yeah,
Did we literally just
beforehand.
add in the Mario scene at the end when we came home?
I
that it?
wonder if I got
A
through
lot
all the
of it.
green screen and got all the ghosts in beforehand.
We also did film it relatively early for an October musical.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Like we
in
filmed it
September.
in September 20th or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking is we probably had most of the visual effects done before we left because I was like, I don't want to have to come back and do more of these. Mm-hmm. So we probably came back, cleaned up a couple things, added all the sound and color and stuff.
Sophia Thompson wants to know how/where you got Gadd's glasses and would someone be able to buy them. I bought the main glasses frames off of Amazon. They're just big old round costume glasses. And then we stuck some purple construction paper in it and then drew some white swirlies on the outside with, I think, chalk markers.
Could be.
So they're very simply done, but you can't see through them. So
Yeah.
I think you may want to look for something else if you want to use them for your own costume, because that was actually a difficult part. Adriana ran around, lit things on fire, did a whole bunch of stuff without actually being able to see other than straight through the top or straight through the bottom.
Yeah. She did a good job. You would never know she couldn't
great
see what she was doing.
But I think also if you watch her running away scene, she literally asked AJ, she was like, will it be bad if I like tilt my head back as I'm running so I can see like this way?
Where I'm going.
And we were like, nah, I feel like that's
People do
that's
that
on
all the time when
point.
they're like,
Yeah, she was an excellent actress, but I think you might want to save yourself a little pain and find some different glasses.
I agree with that.
I think
Unless you want to do hard mode.
hard mode.
Hard mode trick-or-treating is trying to wear
Don't-
glasses you can't see out of.
We try really hard to make sure our actors can see, except for when we just flat out don't.
Not Nate. We don't work that hard to
Nate?
make sure Nate can see.
I often work without being able to see.
Well, and I mean on Granny.
Probably
I've
more
seen
in the
her
past
shows,
before
though.
Random Encounters.
Granny, Grandpa,
In the old
the
days.
shovel werewolf can never see.
Yeah,
I
that's
forgot
true.
about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I believe. Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody else just asked, was it hard for Adriana to keep the bald cap on? Paw Print asked that. I don't think keeping it on was a problem.
Wait, that was a bald cap?
I'm shocked.
What?
No, when we went to go put on that bald cap, I had completely forgotten that Adriana has extremely long, luscious, beautiful hair.
So we made her shave,
We didn't make her shave.
strapped her down, and shaved her.
We had a massive problem with the back of the bald cap trying to fit it over her hair.
So much hair.
So it wasn't so much that it had trouble staying on, is that we didn't ever want to show it from the back because it didn't look good.
Yeah, bald caps and us have a mixed history, unfortunately.
One day I'll learn how to do them correctly,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know. Every time we decide to do a bald cap, we never have enough time to learn things.
So that's why you'll notice most of the time I just play the bald character.
That does happen.
It's true. It works really well to actually have a bald person play bald characters.
Unfortunately, I was already Mario and about 2 feet taller than Gadd should have been.
That's true.
But I'm just going to give another shout out to Adriana and how cool she was about it, because honestly, it looked a little ridiculous, and she was amazing in just laughing it off and being like, I look weird bald. Which is a really,
yeah, some people get really like uncomfortable going like, I look so gross and weird, like
Yeah.
a wizened old bean man. She was like, I look like the character kind of. It's silly.
Yeah, she's got a really great attitude all the time. And so if you had like one thing that you could learn from Adriana, it's to have her like enthusiasm
Confidence.
and confidence
Yeah.
and positive attitude all the time.
Yeah.
She is so good on all those counts.
Yeah. I don't want to make that sound bad for people that are, that don't have that confidence maybe, because I've been in that situation where I'm like, now I'm shy to go out and do this. Now I'm embarrassed that like people are going to see me and I'll look kind of silly. And obviously in random encounters, we've had an awful lot of people look awfully silly. So good on her. And if you want to do stuff like us, that is one thing to maybe start working on now, is going like, people will judge me as a human less than they're judging the character. So even if I look silly, maybe that's because my character is a silly character, or my character looks kind of like a weird old man. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Yo, that bald cap thing, that's part of the reason I just shaved for God of War this year. I'm like,
Which
we
worked
can't
really
do it for a
well.
whole shoot. We need to just pull the trigger, and Nate and I are both going bald for this.
Yeah, which, I mean, it killed two birds with one stone because you wanted a haircut.
It's true.
And
Quarantine haircuts, man. Are we on to the number one?
I believe
think
we're
we
on to
are.
The number one comment. I don't even need this page anymore. I only need this right here. All right, everybody. Here is the number one comment that we pulled from the video, Luigi's Mansion the musical. Here it is. Number one, the Hunterator. What if this is the same mansion Enos lived in, and this was while Enos, Mark, and Dodger were in Monster Gulch?
What if the ghosts are Enos, Mark, and Dodger?
What happened here? Oh no.
No! Wait, okay, so Enos would be the yellow one.
Probably yes. I missed him already.
This is not the worst headcanon I've ever heard.
Yeah, and the blue one sounds a little like Mark.
Yeah.
He's got kind of a deep voice. Although that would imply the Dodger is like the scary
Red Weather talks kind of like this.
I think if Dodger was turned into a ghost, she would totally
She
play
might
people
talk
like that.
like this.
Yeah, maybe. That could be.
I believe that of her. But,
I like that these are like the alternate dimension versions of the characters. So someplace, maybe that's what we should call them. We should have called them like
Mark,
Enos,
Dodger.
Mark, and Dodger. That could have been the names of them instead of
oh my gosh.
Cool Ranch.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you didn't know the name of these ghosts already, it's ketchup, mustard, and Cool Ranch is in the middle.
Those
Good
are
old
their
Cool Ranch.
official names. Don't know why we didn't call them blue cheese. Maybe it's because you don't put blue cheese like as a
Yeah, I
spread
feel like
on
some
things
people
much.
ask why you didn't call them like mayonnaise. I'm like, well, because mayonnaise is white.
Yeah.
Like,
Good
Yeah.
mayonnaise is
Ketchup
right.
and mustard just seem obvious, but I like that comment a lot. I like the idea that Mark and Enos and Dodger take off from Monster Gulch, and then ghosts move into the mansion, and then Luigi shows up. Except I'm pretty sure that like the world of Resident Enos is more like post-apocalyptic, and like Mario World is not post-apocalyptic. It's
Not
just
at all.
completely mushroomy and different.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion, but it's still a cool theory.
Yeah.
We actually have one more, it looks like, right
What?
there. I told you there'd be a bonus
a
one.
bonus comment.
Said there'd be a
A
bonus comment.
bonus comment
Yee.
from Artly Gal KD. Luigi is precious, and we need to protect them at all costs.
Oh,
He is precious.
he is. We do need to protect him.
I don't know how to protect him per se,
Yeah, no one can protect him.
but I do. Okay, I know we've raved about Adriana. It's Jules' turn. He was so good at physical acting in this entire musical, and I think that's what makes Luigi so precious. Is all of his facial expressions, all of his movements, all of the like things that he does to add business in the background as other things are going on were just so over the top in the most wonderful way.
He's so like springy and
Right, I love his walk into the mansion where he's got like his hands on his chest, like.
He really embraced the part, and I could not have imagined a better Luigi. And I would also like to protect him at all costs.
He needs it. He's in a haunted mansion with Luigi. He needs as much protection as he can
They
get.
left.
That's true. He escaped. Maybe he shows up in Delfino next. Luigi on the beach.
He dissolves when he touches water. He should really
Should
not
not go
hang out near the
swimming.
beach.
I was like,
Stay out of the pool.
This doesn't sound like protecting him at all costs. This sounds like placing him in the line of
In mortal
fire.
peril. That's it. That's all 10 of them.
That is.
That was all of them.
All of
and
them.
the bonus 11th. Do we have any final questions we want to answer before we
I was going to say,
sign
we have
off today?
about 5 minutes.
Hey.
Chuck Scott wants to know, what did you do for the costumes? Did you buy them and make them yourself? We bought just about every single costume in this video, except
true.
for some things that we already had. For instance,
Including these hats.
it's true.
Yeah, we already had them, like she said. We had.
But we bought them.
Yes.
But we had them.
But we
'cause
had
bought
we
them.
had the Mario and Luigi stuff from the Mario Brothers musical already.
I'm pretty sure that the only thing I physically modified in order to make work was Luigi's shoes, because I couldn't find any lime green tennis shoes.
Yeah. Really hard to find.
And I literally just bought white ones and painted them, and then put some new shoelaces in them. But other than that, I just bought a bunch of lime green versions of what we already had for Luigi from the Mario Brothers musical.
You'd be surprised how many things you can find in lime green. It's a good thing Jules can fit like anything.
It's true.
It's because he's really Luigi. He like squeezes his way in, just molds his form to fit.
Yeah, so I think everything you should be able to find online just for searching what you'd think to search, because that's all I did.
I was also thinking it's a good thing you didn't have more stuff to make because these ghosts were so intensive to work on.
They were.
Yeah.
The ghosts required carving the heads first and then sewing all the little cloth things to go over them, and they took a while. I think that's always the thing with me, is I'm like, I can do something, and then it takes 3
But it
days
takes
longer.
a while. Yeah. But yeah, so pretty much everything was bought. You shouldn't have to make things. Even like stuff you need to customize, like hats or whatever. It's not too hard to find what you need. So.
Majestic Melon 47 says, what if we take Scapelli and toss him into the Haunted Mansion?
What if we take Scapelli, toss him into that
Yeah, we take
haunted
Scapelli
mansion?
and we tie him up and throw him in the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, that's a good one. We could also put him...
Not the Haunted Mansion, not Disneyland.
No,
That
Eddie
Haunted
Murphy's
Mansion.
already in there. We don't want to do that.
The ghost of Eddie Murphy's career.
He's haunting that mansion now.
The same person, Majestic Melon, also wants to know, how did we meet Jules and Adriana?
Okay, so Adriana and I go way back. Years back.
What?
On Twitter. In fact, I think this came up during our Battle Royale Doki Doki Literature Club birthday stream. She was making video game music back in probably 2012, 2013 or something, and Random Encounters was running back then too. So we were aware of each other because we were both doing cool music things with video games back then online. And she lived on the other side of the country, but she was out visiting people in Los Angeles. So she dropped us a line and said, hey, I'm going to be in LA and like I love your videos and stuff. Do you ever want to like meet up and hang out a little bit? And I remember going, yeah, that'd be great. And then we didn't actually do it. But then fast forward years later, she's moved here. She and Jules are making cool stuff together. And we need somebody for Just Monica. And as we're casting people, we go, you know what? I think Adriana would be perfect for Natsuki. Maybe we should check in with her and see if she's around, if she wants to do a video, because we've never worked together. And she was like, I love that game. I love that character. I would be so down to do it. You know, would you be cool if Jules is there working, you know, on stuff behind the scenes with you guys too? And we were like, yeah, totally. It's fine. And I've met Jules separately, actually, filming something with Nate Wants to Battle. So many weird YouTuber things where you like are hanging out with somebody and you meet somebody through it. But yeah, so that's the first time I think I'd met them in person. I met them both at the same time on set. about to film Just Monica, and it was really weird to be like, hey, great to meet you, I love your videos, it's so cool to see you in person, here's your costume, you can go back out and film.
It's true. I don't think there's anything like meeting someone on set, because literally, I'm pretty sure I said hi to her, handed her a bag with her costume, and then me, Adriana, Katie, and Oreo all trooped to the girls' bathroom to change into our costumes, and all ended like out kind of in the common area once we had them mostly on, being like, can you zip this up? Can you pin this? Can you do that? And there's nothing like theater girls. I will say that immediately.
I'm guessing a bunch of you guys in the comments are theater people, and you're like, yep, that's how it goes.
Yep.
You meet people half dressed, and you're like, can you do the button on my thanks? And then you're like, now I'm going to kill you. No, don't kill me. You act out your thing like, hey, you did a good job, almost killed me today. Thanks, that was really fun. You're like, oh yeah, you too, I'll kill you anytime. It's weird. Theater people are weird. A bunch of weirdos.
We're going to do 2 more questions.
Two more questions?
We're going to wrap up.
Sure.
Sophia Thompson wants to know if we could remake this musical and change one thing. Do we have anything that we would change, and what would it be?
I would not have the Nintendo Switch Lite at the end because I feel like a sellout.
Yeah.
Don't tell Nintendo I said that.
I feel like a way to explain this is like Nintendo got a hold of us and asked us if we wanted a Nintendo Switch Lite, with the caveat that we had to feature it in something or do something with it, right?
Yeah. Which honestly I'm fine with.
Yeah. And we decided that we were gonna do it with Luigi's Mansion. And then hits all the, like, the FTC requires that you say that you got paid to do this. You have free product, yada, yada, yada.
You're supposed to make a thing on screen when it actually happens, which is why there's a subtitle. It's like, somewhere in Delfino with a free Nintendo Switch Lite provided by Nintendo. I hate those guidelines. And not because I have a bad heart or I want to trick you guys. Because we work really hard to make product integrations like as organic and seamless as possible. We don't want people to feel like we're trying to force stuff into their faces, because we take very few of these, arrangements. We try to make them fit into whatever we're making. So I hate it when we do, I think, a good job, and then some government organization calls us out and says, now make sure you tell everybody that was an ad. I'm like, what's the point of trying to make them not an ad if then forced to call it an ad for everybody right afterwards? So I hate that stuff. I hate it. We work so hard, and it always takes the wind out of our sails to be like, let's put a big message and have somebody say it out loud now because the government wants us to, because it's not okay just to show somebody using it. And then at the end of the video, thanks Nintendo for sending us this Nintendo Switch Lite that we're totally playing. I don't see what's wrong with that, but somebody smarter than me someplace who's probably twice my age was like, you better do it or else kids are going to be fooled into just buying things that aren't good. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I didn't realize I was opening that particular
This is why it's important for you to go out and vote.
This is why it's important for you guys to continue to support us on Patreon and buy our merchandise and watch all the videos and stream our music so that we don't have to take deals with advertisers like Shadow Raid Legends or something who keep emailing us even though we just literally made a joke in the bloopers about them.
Someday they're hoping they'll get to us.
They're like, we don't care. Go ahead and make fun of us.
They're going to try to wear us down.
90-second integration. Let's do it.
For the sake of AJ's blood pressure, go ahead and support us on Patreon. Buy a t-shirt. Watch our videos over and over. Sing along with them on Spotify. You do you. Whatever one of those makes you happy.
We're preaching to the choir here, I'm sure. And I want to thank you guys for doing those things because you are the reason we don't take more of those kind of deals. And every time we have taken them, I kind of feel like my soul hurts afterwards because I like making things for the art of it and for the entertainment of it, not for the make a quick buck on an advertisement of it. So thank you guys. You make that possible for us to not do that very often.
And as an extra thank you to you guys, who we do feel like are probably some of the people that support us the most. You're here in our live streams on our second channel. You've stayed all the way through this hour. Can we give them a sneak hint as to what our new musical is going to be this month?
I mean,
we could.
I feel like a good hint is last time we said we were going to be doing something spooky.
That's true. It's still true.
Listen to those words carefully. We're going to be doing something spooky.
That's all. That's your hint. We mean it. We were being serious when we said it. Yeah. And by the way, I know I just I kind of ripped into like a bunch of people, including I feel like Nintendo, and I just want to reiterate that like Luigi's Mansion is a good series. Nintendo Switches are fun. Like that's why we're not afraid to put something like in there and go like they're legitimately fun. I don't care if they gave us one. I would have bought one. I know most of you guys probably have tried to buy one too.
If it's the government.
They're hard to get.
That we're not
it's
happy with.
literally having to do
the
stupid
government.
like hashtag ad, hashtag sponsored, put like 400 characters into these things. You saw this with Kappa only like months ago. I guess now it's almost a year ago. Where the government sneaks its way in and says, hey, I've noticed some stuff going on I don't like. Here's a bunch of rules. I don't like that stuff. And
got beaten by a bunch of rules.
You really feel it when you're like, cool, we're going to have like Mario, like he's going to be on the beach playing like Luigi's Mansion or something. And then the government's like, and make sure you say and show it on screen that he got it from Nintendo for free. And you're like, why? Does it matter?
I don't think we even would have minded as much if we had to like at the end be like, hey guys, we got this Switch for free. We like this Switch. It's okay.
How long has that been like that?
The entire stream.
Our vent is not closed. Something's been sneaking in and out of our vent in the ceiling.
An imposter. Where's the imposter? She's been venting.
She's been right among us the whole time.
Yes. So.
That's freaking me out. When did that come unlatched? Who's been in there?
Santa.
I just told you it was me.
It's not a chimney, dude.
Krampus.
That's more likely. Yeah.
Anyway.
We do appreciate you guys sticking around for a long stream today, though. Do we have anything else we want to hit before we sign off for the day? Yeah, I probably should be hit. Man, I got my blood pressure up a little too high today. But we are working on the new musical. And Patreon people are going to be seeing, I think, a couple updates starting. We got a lot of shopping
Probably
we have to do online. Some set stuff we have to do. We still have a spaceship in our garage. Can't be there anymore. There's your next clue. We don't need the spaceship from Among Us in our garage to film the next musical.
I have to finish Friday's video.
Friday's video?
I have to finish 3 episodes of the Shovel Werewolf.
Yikes. I have to work on some music, I guess. But Friday here on Replayed, since we've been talking about Luigi's Mansion for the last hour, might as well say,
sure,
we're going to make Gwen here play the original Luigi's Mansion this Friday at 5 p.m. here on Replayed. So please join us.
I'm so excited. I played Luigi's Mansion 3 with AJ last October, September, sometime around there.
Yeah.
And we had a great time with it. I think it was like my favorite game of 2019. So I'm looking forward to seeing the original.
It's going to have some mechanics
significantly
missing.
shorter, too.
It's also got, I think, some harder aspects that we'll see Gwen probably struggle with. So
a little bit.
It'll get interesting. But you get to meet Gadd for the first time. Mm-hmm. I mean, not for you now, but like the first time Luigi meets Gadd.
I'm excited. Yeah. I want to see all the
these ghosts.
Doing these things.
You get to see these ghosts.
Yay!
Yeah, they're not in the later Luigi's Mansion games. You only really get them in the original. So anyway, please click the notification bell so you guys don't miss when we go live this Friday. And we'll start probably the premiere or the live stream early so you guys can get in and chat a little bit. And of course, Random Encounters will have a new video Gwen is working on for Friday. It might come in handy for some of your Halloween costumes. Maybe. Who knows?
I will say it answers a question that has been in the Among Us comment section a lot.
Hey, there you go.
So hopefully it will be a welcome thing on the channel.
Okay. Well, thanks again for joining us, guys, and we'll catch you Friday. Beard salute!